We all know weather is seasonal. I mean, sometimes we see colder months, sometimes we see warmer months. There's a cycle that happens to that. When it comes to seasonality, certain stocks should be the same, right? I mean, on first thought, oil and energy stocks typically move higher in the summer due to demand. Retail stocks typically move higher during the holiday season due to demand. But it's one thing to think certain stocks go up in certain days. It's something completely different to mine the data for absolute results. So in this video, I'm going to show you how we do it, along with some opportunities for July. Hey folks, Tom Gentile. Welcome to Tom's Trading Room. Happy July to you. So take a look at this calendar. This is what I call the money calendar. It is a seasonal calendar. It's a creation of mine nearly a decade ago. And simply put, this calendar gives me the best entry and exit dates on the best stocks to be both bullish or bearish on, and it uses a minimum of 10 years of data to find these hidden gems. Now, upon first glance, it does look like a calendar, but it has three distinct colors from green to red on the day dates. Now, July is a pretty green month. It only spots a few days of yellow. This means that of all the stock patterns for this month, most are bullish. Makes sense because July has been a bullish month for the stock market for well over 10 years. Now, July 12th has more bullish patterns than any day of the month, so that's why we're going to start here. What I want to do is I want to show you, if you look inside July 12th, you'll see the number of bulls to number of bears. This is picked on stocks that have a 10-year pattern of better than 90% accuracy. Now, we look at this against all optional stocks. So you can see that it really slices and dices it down to just a few. Now, what I want to do is I want to click on July 12th. And when I do, you're going to see my top bullish patterns that appear for this day. Now, each symbol has a green bar beside it. That represents the number of trading days of the bullish pattern. So, for instance, the very top pick, which is Lam Research, LRCX, that has a bullish pattern starting July 12th and runs for 15 trading days. The remaining columns are as follows. You have a net profit column. That's simply gross gains minus losses in the last 10 years. Accuracy, that's the percentage of winning patterns over the last 10 years. Average profit is the net profit divided by a number of years, which is 10. End date is the final day of the pattern. And last loser is the number of years back since the last loss occurred. Now, I got one more column on there, which is called power meter. This is last but not least. This is the secret sauce that we use to the pattern. It determines how well the pattern's performed in the last 10 years. So the bigger the number, the better the pattern coming into today. I like to see patterns that average better over time, so I'm looking for a positive number here. And let's take a look at one of these because we got a lot of them at the top of the list. Costco. Costco's number 2 on the list. Let's take a look at some details on Costco. When I click on Costco, I get more details on this seasonal pattern. Not only do I get net profit, duration, average trade, and average accuracy, but I also get the maximum drawdown and maximum profit. This is, for instance, the drawdown. That's the worst that this pattern has ever performed in the actual pattern itself. And max profit, well, that's the best that this pattern has performed in the actual month. The most important thing here is that I have a start date and I have an end date on a profitable pattern. Let's continue. I want to show you what else we have here. So this chart is going to show the yearly trade results since the beginning of the pattern. So the pattern goes all the way back to 2013, all the way through 2022. It shows me confirmation. And you know what else it shows me? It shows me that the patterns and the gains on these patterns get better every single year. So that's great. That shows me the power of the power meter. Now let's take a look at the one more chart I want to show you. And this is a chart of 2022. So in 2022, we averaged nearly 60 points during that pattern. Well, here's what happened. At the beginning of the pattern, you can see here that we were down, well, we were down close to around the 490, 480 area, but the pattern moved up. And by the time we got to the end of the pattern, it had already just hit and came off of $560 a share. So where's Costco projected to go? And when is it projected to get there? Both of these questions are answered in the images I just showed you. Now, imagine other traders that are just thinking, well, I think Costco is going to go up. I'm going to tell you, over 90% of traders actually trade on what they believe or what they think, subjective trading. What we're doing here is much more objective because the data is right on the wall. Take a look at the recent chart of Costco, and it really offers us some confirmation. The technicals agree with the seasonal outlook. Everything points to higher highs. And as a stock trader, if you agree with all of the analysis I've just shown you, then simply buying the stock on the start date and selling it on the end date makes sense. Now, for an option trader, slightly more work because what you're going to need to do is find a near money option with an expiration date that goes out just past the ending date of the money calendar pattern. That way, you're able to actually have the option during the entire time between start date and end date for the pattern. And this doesn't just work on bullish patterns either. I mentioned that it works on bearish patterns, and the money calendar can spot these bearish patterns. It can do the exact same work that I just showed you with bears. Now, this works especially well in retracement periods or pullbacks in the overall market. I hope this gives you an edge in your trading. And at the very least, if you're not an all-out seasonal trader, maybe you start using seasonal analysis like this and merging it with technical or fundamental analysis that you're already using. Thanks. I'll see you on the next video.